The objective conditions that make people revolt, because revolution comes from people revolting.
Absolutely.
You know, have we all agreed that all the objective conditions are in place? Hunger, poverty, frustration, all of them are loading high.
Yeah.
And the last thing is for people to shake off their complacency.
Sir, your government has failed us. Before you became a minister, were you a councillor? I have been around for 30 years fighting for the betterment of this country. I'm not God, I'm a Nigerian like you. We were the ones that fought for the democracy that they are enjoying today. When we say the chief of army staff bought houses in Dubai, we provided the receipts and showed that the colonel was depositing money in a bank in Lagos for a house he was buying in Dubai. When they said they were hiring illegally at the CBN, we provided the evidence and found out it's the children of people in government that were hiring into the CBN.
But
from the
if you
bank
want to make impact, or when nations are looking for people to change their countries, they look for people who are the best to start at the top. Because the top is the most important part of a political system. There's no question about it. In the US, there are local government police. Every town has its own police department. Every campus has its own police department. But there's something that is common to all of them. The standard of training must be approved by the federal government. There must be a set of conduct that's acceptable to the government. But do I support state police? Absolutely. In fact, beyond state police, I want every town to have their own police department.
Didn't Obani Koro carry 5 billion to go and rig election in it? Why is his name not on their looters list?
Yes, Sowore.
What experience are we talking about? Experience in stealing, assassination. That's the kind of experience that destroyed this country. I don't want my supporters are here with me. If this was Buhari, you will let him display his
No.
There's a procedure. No, there's no procedure. Can you show me the rules that say that I cannot display my voter at the international airport?
The government doesn't recognize that I have enough rights to travel into Nigeria like every regular Nigerian, because I dare to be different from everyone.
You are a bomb disposal person. You are not supposed to even prevent anything. You are supposed to prevent bombs from entering the airport. Not politics preventing the airport. Yes, you know that now. This is wrong.
That they are talking about is not the kind of political economy that empower people. Yes. We're saying that education was more important and health was more important, because without health you can't have prosperity, you can't have production, and you can't grow the economy. We don't have a government in this country. Nigeria is failing. Nigeria is failing as a nation state. And earlier we admit that we don't have a government so that we can put the right people there, the better. The truth is that you have enough in this country to serve everybody.
I hope you know that you will need the backing of the National Assembly.
We will need the backing of the National Assembly, but we most importantly need the backing of the Nigerian people to do any project, because the National Assembly does not or will not own Nigeria or Nigerians. Nigerians own the National Assembly. But you have incompetent leaders, you have people with no capacity, you have people with no innovative ideas. You can't move this country anywhere.
Let's take it to...
You live in a country where there's legalization of cigarette that kills people, and you are complaining about marijuana, which you can grow naturally, has natural values. In fact, it's known to have better uses than than any other thing, including alcohol. But you've got a product, you've got a plant in your country that grows very well. You know, we're saying use your sense so that you can get into the game and get into the future. Canada has legalized people carrying marijuana in local flights because they've realized the value. And if I'm in Nigeria and we can get Ekiti State, Edo State, and Ondo State of Sowore, it is best grown, to be making $4 billion a year, I would prefer that than going to the Federal Executive Council every month to be begging for, handouts from oil sales. So we're saying use your sense so that you can get into the game and get into the future.
Are you not tired of this government? We are tired. Are you not tired of hunger? We are tired. Are you not tired of no unemployment? We are tired. Are you not tired of herdsmen? We are tired. Kidnappers? We are tired. Robbers? We are tired. Useless government? We are tired.
Omoyele Sowore is a Nigerian citizen journalist who has a history of openly opposing his country's government. So much so that he says he's been detained several times and endured many police beatings.
A self-trained citizen journalist. Although he's a Nigerian citizen, he says his country considers him persona non grata. To him, being different means writing to expose corruption and injustices in his country.
Arrow to the future. Yeah? Yeah? Do you want some milk? You want some milk? You want to sit somewhere? Just to take it back. Take your country back. To take it back. To take it back. I'm just like a practitioner of this trade inside the desert where there's really not much hope for success. But I'm going to do it regardless, which means that I've taken on a challenge that I have no idea how far it will go. I had suffered immense torture as a student activist.
He says he'll find a way to continue because of what he believes.
If you solve Nigeria's problem, myriads of political, social, and cultural problems, it will just infect the rest of Africa almost instantly. And this is what I think the rest of the world doesn't understand about Nigeria.
In other words, as Nigeria goes, so goes the rest of Africa.
You don't have to like Sowore, you don't have to like his ways, but you have to understand that he's built the balls where you couldn't. He's fighting for you and me. You don't have to like how he goes about it. I will not be watching Big Brother when a brother that is fighting for me is in prison, rotting in jail. You are a shame, Nigeria. Every single one of you that is bothered about Big Brother now. Shame on you!